Hey, welcome rock stars to the Platinum Music Complex located out here at the beautiful North Richland Hills. Today on our show, we've got April Samuels. All right, so April, tell us a little bit about how you got started with Metal Shop.
Well, the story with Shannon Cobb and I is that he moved to Dallas in 2003 to join a band with me because my guitar player was friends with Shannon.
Okay.
So the whole reason Shannon moved to Dallas was to join this band. We were called Eden Machine. We never played a single gig. We never recorded anything. But we got Shannon Cobb to DFW, which was really cool. Right after I finished chemo in 2011, Metal Shop was playing a gig. This was before the drummer position was open. And I came out like that night after I finished chemo. Like that was my, hey, I'm out to party now, you know?
Okay.
And so I went out to go see Metal Shop play, and they got me up to play a song. And so I have pictures
That's
of me
cool.
playing with Metal Shop in 2011, bald, completely bald, and I'm actually wearing a breast cancer can stick it shirt.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And then
Wow,
almost a year
great
later
story.
to that date, their drummer decided to step down, and they asked me if I wanted the gig, and I've been with them now for, gosh, almost 12 years.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. And in 2010, I was diagnosed with a rare form of breast cancer called triple negative breast cancer. And at that time, it really changed the trajectory of my life. I was like, you know, wanting to be a rock star drummer and tour the world and everything, but I just felt called to pull together my passion for fighting breast cancer with my passion for playing drums and
Right
form
on.
Breast Cancer Can Stick It, a nonprofit foundation. And so doing a lot of events year round to raise funds to fight breast cancer.
Yeah, what you're doing with that, it's so amazing. And, you know, here at Platinum, we've been proud to help be a sponsor of
And
that.
you have, man. Thank you so much for that.
Man, we just stand behind everything you're doing. I think
Yeah.
what you're doing is awesome. And if any guys don't know about that, go check it out. It's amazing what they're doing over there with all this. So,
Yeah.
so I hear there's a book.
Yes,
So
there's a book
Tell me
coming.
about it. Let me hear about this.
Yeah. Well, when I went through breast cancer in 2010, I started keeping journals and doing blogs and stuff to keep people updated on my progress through treatment. And as I was doing that, I started kind of revealing more details about what I was going through. There's, you know, everybody knows you lose your hair and different things like that, but they don't know that you have neuropathy and you might have burning in your feet, or the skin on your feet comes off, or, you know, just weird stuff. Like when you lose your hair, you lose like your nose hair even, you know, like it's crazy all the
Right.
stuff that happens. And so I started documenting all this stuff and sharing it. And then also just sharing the physical struggles that I went through with having a double mastectomy. Also just the emotional whirlwind of going through a cancer diagnosis.
Right.
And within just 2 months of writing those journals, people were telling me, you should turn this into a book. And I was like,
That's so cool.
I was like, what? Like I was never thought of that, but I realized that people were really getting inspiration from this and giving, you know, it was giving them a lot of hope. And so I was like, okay, so I've been wanting to do this thing for over 10 years, and finally was inspired recently by a friend of mine to get it done, and I'm going to be releasing it in April of this year. So, yeah.
In April, imagine
Yes, I did that on purpose. And I was like, people won't forget. It's in April.
There
I'm
you
April.
go.
We got
There you
this.
go.
We have this Kickstarter going right now through January 31st of this month.
Yeah, tell everybody out there a little bit about
yeah,
this.
Totally. The Kickstarter, the way Kickstarters work, first of all, is if it's not fully funded, then the funds don't come through, you don't get charged, but you also don't get any of the rewards. So that's why we have to meet the goal. So right now we're at about 10,000 and the goal is 15. And I really think we can pull through and do this, but some of the rewards are, you know, you can just pre-order the book, you could get paperback, hardcover, you can get a VIP experience, which is going to be a private event over at the Guitar
So you're
Sanctuary.
still in need of $5,000.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
And it's by January 31st.
All right, so I'm going to throw this out there right now.
Yeah.
Anybody that can come up to, I'm going to match up to $2,500. Let's get it done today.
Dude,
Platinum
seriously?
Music Complex will match up to $2,500.
Oh, my God.
And we're going to finish off at $5,000. So you guys get them checkbooks out or get the cards out and make phone calls.
No, seriously, thank you so
No,
much.
but you know,
That means so
I've
much to
I've
me.
always supported everything you do. 'Cause I think you're amazing. I
Thank
love
you.
what you do, and you're touching a lot of people.
Well, thank you, man. I'm
Absolutely.
just truly passionate about this, and we couldn't do it without support of people like you. Seriously, I mean, you guys make such a huge difference. You sponsoring Drummathon year after year, and just
How does
Yeah.
how do you? I mean, you get some big names that show up for
Yeah.
this thing, and
Well,
how do you put all this together?
Well, it was cool how this started. So it was like in 2015, early in the year, this friend of mine came to me and he was like, hey, we used to do this thing called a Drummathon back in the 80s in Plano. And what it was we would go door to door, because this was before the internet, right? They would go door to door and get sponsors to sponsor them to play as long as they could play. I was like, oh my gosh. And so they would go to a park outdoors in the middle of the summer, and each drummer would like play for like an hour or 2 hours straight. And I was like, okay, that sounds miserable for people watching. I was like, let's flip it around and make it where instead of having a few drummers play a lot of time, let's have a lot of drummers play a little bit of time.
There you go.
And so what we did is we created this event called Drummathon, where people can sign up to register and raise funds online, much like walks and stuff like that.
And it's supporting Breast Cancer Can Stick It.
Right. Supporting Breast Cancer Can Stick It, where we raise funds for mammograms, research and trials, and for financial assistance for breast cancer treatment. And so people sign up online. They raise funds for several months in advance, and then the day of the show, we have celebrity drummers. I mean, we've had drummers from Luke Bryan, we've had drummers from Ozzy, from Big and Rich. I mean, just like lots of big names. Pink, you know. Last year we had Gina Schock from the Go-Go's. I mean, Greg Bissonette's been out. Carmine Appice, Vinny Appice. I mean, just all the big names.
Awesome that you're involved with this. All right. Well, hey, we want to thank you all for joining us today. We want to thank April Samuels for coming out today. We'll see you the next time.
Actually, I don't care if I don't look good. Just make me not sound dumb. Is there like a knob for that?
That's a knob.